Life now.
We're live now. Right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another Tuesday session with Khan. Um, Thank you if you're joining us from wherever you're joining us far and wide. I think the last time we did have people join from London and from different other cities. So thank you for joining us. If you're joining from LinkedIn, YouTube, thank you for joining. Welcome to today's session. Today we'll be having a very interesting discussion. You know how we always say, we Africans, when we talk about our traditional food, the first thing that comes into our head is it's unhealthy. It's not healthy. I can't eat that because it's not healthy. The minute you want to go healthy, you forget about your traditional meals. But in today's session, we will be exploring our African traditional meals, not just exploring them, but discussing the health benefits of these meals. So please come with all your questions, come with everything that you want to find out, any myth you want to debunk, anything at all. Pop your questions into the chat box, or you can unmute your mic. If you're on any social media platform, do please send us your questions, and Dr. Hibbah is here to answer all of that question. So I will be handing over to Dr. Hibbah.
Thank you, Sylvia. Good evening, everybody. So I came to have a discussion. Of course, I have a couple of slides, but I want us to talk about our food. It's not a cooked meals. It's mainly, the ingredients. So our staples, and I have some specific examples. I mean, the reason why I'm interested in doing this session is up until now, if you just Google healthy foods, just take your phone and Google healthy foods, first thing that comes up is the salads. It's always the salads and, the westernized foods that always comes up, And so as much as we Black people, African and Caribbean, some of us know, that we have really healthy foods, the media doesn't portray our culture like that, So I just wanted us to go through some of our foods, remind ourselves of some of the health benefits, and the nutrient profile of some of our commonly consumed foods. And today I'm going to start with the staples. Yes. And as I go along, I'll be asking people for names. I'll be hearing your thoughts before I share my own slides. Okay. Where is Zoom again? Share slides. So yes, as I said, we're going to talk about the nutritional richness of African and Caribbean food. Some we'll just be able to cover some of them, and then another time we can do the rest. Yeah, so we'll look at the commonly consumed staples. We'll talk about how they are consumed and prepared, and then we'll finally look at the nutrient content and the health profile or benefits of some of these foods. Now, before I start, this is where I want to hear people's thoughts. I mean, wherever you are from, what are the commonly consumed staples before I share mine? Sylvia, let's start with you. What's your favorite staple from back home? Yeah.
I was also willing to hear from Iyabo too, because
okay, all right. Okay, if you want us to start
I want Iyabo to answer for both of us.
Because you are from the same place. Yes. What are the commonly consumed staple foods from Nigeria? I can speak for Ghana. Eba is
yam. Amala.
Yam, amala, eba, yam, amala. Okay.
It's made from from yam.
Okay. All right.
We also have our flour as well.
You have what?
Fufu. We have fufu.
And fufu is prepared from what?
We call it fufu. Some other culture in Africa called solid staples fufu.
Okay.
But we have in Nigeria, we have fufu, which is made from cassava.
Okay.
So we have gari, which is made from gari. We have yam, which is from yam. We have yam flour, which is from yam. We have cassava flour, which is from cassava. And then we have fufu. It's made like pando, but it's from cassava.
Wow.
And then rice.
And then rice.
Yeah. Just one country.
Beans.
And look at the diversity.
Beans, yeah.
Okay. So let's do the staples first, and then afterwards we can talk about, the accompaniment. Do we have, Martha? I wonder if you're able to speak. Are you able to share any staples from the Caribbean that is unique? Or Terry, I don't know who Terry is. Are you able to share any popular staples from where you come from? If you're able to speak. If you're not able to speak, that's fine. Yes.
Hi. I'm a student at Khan at the moment.
Okay. All right. Okay. Are you? Praise. Martha is unable to unmute. Can you please let her unmute? But Terry, yes, you still would have some staple foods. What are the common staple foods?
Just mainly typical British stuff.
Okay, because you're British. You're British.
Okay. Some food from that's like
okay.
kind of like East Africa food have like peanut stew, with rice, shima. I'm not really keen on shima though, to be honest.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, Martha, please. I think you're able to speak now. We can't hear you if you're speaking. You've been unmuted. Yeah.
Right. I think while we're trying to wait for Martha, Dr. Hibbah, you can tell us a bit of like the Ghanaian ones.
Right. Yes, so I think that the Ghanaian Nigerian ones are really similar. So we also have fufu. The fufu could be made from cassava, could be made from cocoyam, could be made from, we have cocoyam fufu, we have cassava fufu, we have yam fufu. The most common type, I think, is the cassava plantain pounded together. So all of those starchy roots can be used to prepare fufu in Ghana. And then we have a variety of maize meals, so fermented maize or fresh maize can be used for so many staple foods. So we have the kenke, we have banku, we have a dish called tuozafi. Tuozafi the feel is like amala, except it doesn't have the same color as amala. Because I tried amala recently when I went to Nigeria, and I realized it's really similar to the tuozafi, but the tuozafi in Ghana is whitish, while the amala has that dark color. Yes. And then apart from those, then we just have those root tubers just being boiled and eaten. So yam, not processed into fufu, plantain, cocoyam, sweet potatoes, all of those are eaten, in Ghana or by Ghanaians. Okay. Anybody wants to share theirs? Otherwise, we go on and look at what I have on my slides.
Anybody else has any staples?
I was really interested in hearing from the Caribbean, the main staples.
Martha, because I think with the Caribbean, aside from rice and plantain, I would like to know what other. Okay.
Yeah, over here, you are not muted over here. It says I am unmuted. Yeah, but you can't hear me. Is it possible that your
maybe your mic or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Martha, is it possible that you can just put it in the chat box for us to see?
What are the main staples? Because you said you only know plantains and rice.
Yeah,
I think that's the only one I also
with the plantain and rice.
Yeah, yes. I don't know any beyond that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any. Yeah, but I think while we wait for Martha to see if she can put in the chat, but I think
any examples
to our Nigerian ones, we also have the from like the Hausa culture, we have the tuwo shinkafa. So it's made with rice.
Yes.
Mussels. Yes, we have too. And then there's also the one we have passed out. Is made from plantain. So it's boiled plantain with palm oil and it's pounded together to eat swallow. So it's made into like mussel balls to eat soup too.
So you can see the variety of staple foods, we have as Black people. Martha says rice, plantain, yam, cassava. Oh, okay. That's also popular among the Caribbean people, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like we all across Africa, we seem to all share the same.
Yes. We probably just cook different sauces with it, but we kind of eat the same. Okay. So now that we know that we all eat the same foods, let's look at the nutrient profile of these foods that we all consume. So this is, plantain. Because there are so many different languages in Ghana, we don't have one name for it. There's so many names for it. And I believe that would be the same in other countries because Nigeria has so many languages. So different tribes will have different names for it. These are I just took these pictures randomly from the internet. So the various ways that plantain is eaten. So this is boiled, this is fried, this is what do you call it? Grilled?
They're grilled, yes.
Yeah, grilled ripe plantain. And this is in Ghana this is how is it prepared? It's shallow fried. This is a shallow fried ripe plantain prepared into something, and then they add a bit of spices, and then it is shallow fried. So plantain alone, as we all know, can be used for so many recipes. It could be cooked in various ways. Okay. Nutrient profile. Plantains are very nutritious. They are rich in several vitamins and minerals. Okay. Now, what are these minerals and vitamins? I'm talking generically, and then afterwards I'll break it down into ripe and green plantains. So plantains would give you vitamin A. Just as a reminder, what is the role of vitamin A? It's a good source of, it's important for vision. It plays a role in immune function. It helps in skin health. Plantains have vitamin C, they have vitamin B, and then they contain folate as well. Okay. We also do know things we've already said here before. Vitamin C helps with immune function. Vitamin B is important for brain health and essential for metabolism. And then folate is important, for cell function as well. So we've just started with one of our foods, plantains, and look at its nutrient profile. Really very rich.
Loaded,
these are just vitamins. Plantains also contain potassium. They contain magnesium. Just one food. It contains a bit of calcium, which is important for bone health. It has iron. I remember growing up, they used to say, I don't know if you heard it, it was really popular in Ghana, that, plantain will give you, yes, plantain do, it's been shown that they do contain iron as well. And then they have dietary fiber. And we all know the importance of dietary fiber. Now, people have always, asked questions about, green plantain and ripe plantain. And I'm interested in people's thoughts. What do people think? How would you compare green plantain to ripe plantain? Any thoughts about the nutrient profile? Or what do we know about the differences between green plantain and ripe plantain? Or on ripe plantain and ripe plantain?
So I think from my end,
Sylvia, not you, please. Let's hear. Thanks.
All right. Plantain will contain more nutrients than the ripe one because
the unripe one has more nutrients than the ripe one. Okay. Ripe plantain have higher amounts of sugar. Perfect. Yes. Yes, indeed. Any other that comes to mind? Okay, thank you. All of those are correct. So the nutrient content changes as plantains ripen, and as you clearly said, as it gets ripe, when it's unripe, it has a high amount of starch, but lower sugar content. And then as it gets ripened, then the starch, which is usually complex starches, then slowly changes to, simple sugar. It converts it into simple sugar, making the plantain sweeter. Okay. Now, unripe plantain has more, I could say, dietary fiber because of that complex, it's resistant. The starch in it is resistant starch. That's what we call resistant starch. It's a type of fiber that acts as a prebiotic, so it's good for gut health. Mm-hmm. But the ripe plantain, when it ripens, that starch decreases. And so even though it has a bit of dietary fiber, it's not as much as the unripe one. The dietary fiber now becomes a bit more soluble, so it wouldn't be as beneficial to the gut as unripe plantain. Okay. Unripe plantain has slightly lower calories compared to ripe plantain for obvious reason, because of the high fiber content and low sugar levels, whilst ripe plantain is higher in calories due to the increased sugar content as the plantain ripens. Okay, do we get a difference between the two? Lots of the stuff we already know.
I have a question just to clarify the air.
Yeah.
So even if we say that the unripe plantain seems to have more nutrients and more beneficial than the ripe, it still doesn't mean that the ripe is unhealthy. Right?
No, that's not what we are saying. So it still has those minerals and vitamins. It's just a bit less than the unripe ones, but the sugar content is higher. So at the end of the day, you want to balance your calories, so you need to be careful how much you're having. It also boils down, I always say, it's not the food item itself that is the problem. It is how it is cooked. So, I mean, if you love your ripe plantains, how are you cooking the ripe plantains? We know that it has a high amount of sugar, so if you're always frying it, then obviously you are increasing your caloric intake. But if you are the type who is eating it, once or twice a week, but you are boiling or you are grilling, then Sylvia, I think, there's nothing wrong. It's something I keep saying, that all of our foods, all of the natural foods we have are good. They're good sources of nutrients, even though one might be more in a particular nutrient than the other, it is how it is prepared and consumed that really matters, but I just wanted us to remind ourselves of the nutrients in the in the individual ones. But that doesn't mean that, one is better than the other, because at the end of the day, if you are eating lots of plantain chips, in spite of what we've just learned about the fact that unripe ones, are less in sugar, they are good for gut health. If you are eating plantain chips, all the time, and you are eating your boiled unripe plantain with a lot of oily soups and stews, you're still, building up on the calories. So how are you consuming these naturally rich foods, our foods that have a rich nutrient profile? How are you preparing it? How are you serving it on the plate? How much are you consuming? That matters more. But then, this is just meant to let us know that, our foods are rich. All of our foods have a rich profile. I once heard someone telling someone with diabetes some time ago that, oh, you cannot eat plantain. I don't subscribe to that. Next week, we are going to do personalized nutrition. People with diabetes would have to speak to their dietitian. It's just all about portion size. I don't say don't have plantain because you have diabetes. It will be important for you to speak to your dietitian for a personalized nutrition plan. It might be that you'll be fine with ripe plantain, you'll be fine with green plantain. It's just how much you are consuming. Yes, ripe plantain has more sugar, so you might have to control that. Or, people have triggers. If you are that kind of a person that as soon as you eat it, your sugar spikes up, then again, you'll be advised as to how to consume it, or if that means you taking it out. But I don't subscribe to that generic education that, oh, you have this, so don't eat that.
Don't eat that, yeah.
I don't subscribe to that. Yeah.
Okay, then thank you for that clarification.
So now we get a difference between what else did I have on plantain? So yeah, unripe plantain generally has higher vitamins, and that decreases, as I said, it decreases as the plantain ripens. It's there, but it just reduces. But ripe plantain has higher vitamin A. As the ripening processes, increases the availability of beta carotene. We've talked about beta carotene here. Beta carotene is what the body converts to vitamin A. Now, all of those colored foods have, the orange, the yellow colored foods have a lot of beta carotene. So as it ripens, then, that could increase. It's also been shown to have unripe has more potassium and magnesium, whilst the ripe plantain have a bit less. Okay. Yeah, but the increase in sweetness might make the nutrients more palatable. Yes, to some people. Yes, it tastes better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unripe one is less sweet. Yeah, it's a bit firmer. It has a starchy texture. And so because of that, it's often eaten with savory dishes, whilst the ripe one, as we all know, is sweeter, softer. And it can be used for sweet or dessert-like preparations. Yeah. Okay. Unripe, this is where the diabetes bit comes in. So the unripe plantain has a lower glycemic index due to the higher resistant starch content, which means that it has a lesser impact on your blood sugar levels. So when you eat it, your blood sugar levels won't spike like that because of the resistant starch that it contains. It breaks down slowly. Now, high glycemic foods, so ripe plantain would be one of those. Because the sugars are more readily available, it would lead to quicker increase in blood sugar levels after consumption. Which is why I'm like, you would need a personalized plan with your dietitian, because they need to guide you. And if that happens, then it means you just have to have just a small portion, then you take that. If it also means that you have to take it out and just have it occasionally, then you stick by that. But we do know the difference, that the unripe ones, has less impact on your blood sugar levels, while the ripe one leads to quicker increase in blood sugar levels. Yeah. Sylvia, are we okay with the plantain? Can I move on?
Yes, I think we can move on. There are no questions in the chat box, and yeah.
Okay, so I want to move on to another staple. Let me show the picture.
Okay.
I couldn't get very good pictures. I don't have some at home, so I just took these from the internet. Can you see?
Yes, we can see now. Cassava.
Yeah. So we already talked about cassava. I mean, Nigerians eat it, Ghanaians eat it, so many Black people eat it. Is it part of the staples that Martha mentioned?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
When she mentioned fufu. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see what it can be used for. Cassava, as we know, lots of our staples are significant source of carbohydrates. So it's energy dense foods, which is why it's a staple in many parts of the world. Yes. It also has some vitamins, which is important for immune function. It is low in protein and fats, and so it's important that it is complemented with protein-rich and fatty foods, not fatty as in overly fatty, but what I mean, in a balanced diet. Yeah. It has, like other starchy staples, it has fiber, which helps in digestion. It's not as high, the fiber in it is not as high as other root vegetables like sweet potatoes. Something that we need to be careful about is, where is it? I wrote it. The
cyanogenic
glycoside. Yeah, something just covered it. Yes, so cyanogenic glycoside. So raw cassava contains compounds called the cyanogenic glycosides, which can produce cyanide when metabolized. So it is important that there are two types of cassava. I thought I had a slide on it. There are two main varieties or two types. There's one that is small and a bit sweet, you know, as soon as you boil it, you can start eating it. And then there's a larger one, and I think it's the larger ones that may contain this. So that needs a bit more processing. So it is important that it is soaked or cooked properly to remove any toxic compounds that might be in it before it is consumed. Okay, so that's the point I wanted to make. Yes, some varieties of cassava are sweet cassava, yes, and they contain low levels of the toxic compounds, but even then proper preparation is still important, you know. And then there's the other one that really might have that, so it's important that it is cooked properly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing that actually caught my attention here is the vitamin C, like seeing that like a root tuber.
You wouldn't expect root tubers to have any
vitamin C.
Of it does. Yes, those are the facts I wanted us to share today. You know, so you assume that these root tubers, it might not be significant, but it is there. It is there. Yeah, it is more. They are more rich in the carbohydrate, the starch, you know, but they contain. In fact, some of them actually contain significant amounts of calcium, phosphorus, and the vitamins. You know, so the fruits and the vegetables would be your best bets when we're talking about these nutrients. But these starchy carbohydrates also have a variety of micronutrients, and that's why when we're talking about having a balanced diet, because from where I come from, most of us kind of eat the same thing. So if it's rice and kinky, most people might have two staples, maybe rice and fufu, rice and eba. You know, we are missing out on some other nutrients, you know, if we are not varying our diets. You know, we can find a way to, if we can afford it, you know, to have some of these dishes, because all of these, they are not just starch. They have other important nutrients in there. Yeah. Any comment on this? We've talked about eba, that the fact cassava can be used for eba. In Ghana we say gari. I don't know if anybody has any more comments on cassava that I haven't mentioned. Yeah, it can be fried, it can be baked, it can be used for fufu, boiled and pounded. That's acheke. Yeah, it's like gari. So the cassava is grated and steamed, you know, and then eaten. It looks like couscous, you know, couscous. That's how ateke is in my language. I don't know how it's called in other languages.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the Jamaicans also have something like the ateke. They call it bami.
Bami. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a Jamaican friend who has given me that before. So it's also cassava. Maybe
it's a pity that Martha can't talk today. Yeah.
Yeah, we call it couscous. We have couscous too in Nigeria. I don't know, but I've eaten couscous. Is it like a rice?
Yeah.
I
don't think that's made from cassava, though. Yeah. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Anything else about cassava that I haven't mentioned? So at least now we know. Yes, we make bami from cassava. Okay. Janet, you're going international. Yeah.
Cassava. There's also fufu.
There's also fufu. Yeah, fufu made from cassava. Yeah. Someone was speaking. Yes, please go on.
Cassava can be soaked as gari to drink.
Yes.
Gari. Make eba.
To make eba. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who is speaking?
Either to make eba or to drink as gari.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that reminder. I think we have that in Ghana as well. Yeah. We call it soakings. What do you call it in Nigeria?
You call it soakings. We call it gari.
Just gari. We call it gari soakings.
Yeah, so
you soak it in water.
In boarding house, back in boarding house, that's what we call it, soakings. Yes.
You can even take it with groundnuts.
Milk, sugar.
Plus or minus sugar.
Or kuli. Do you know kuli?
Yes,
Yes.
kuli.
Is that made from cassava? Oh, that's made from
Kuli
groundnuts,
is
not cassava.
Yeah, from groundnuts,
no,
yes.
from cassava. Okay, all right. Okay.
I think so. Sylvia, we know this one, abacha.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Is that made from cassava as well?
Yes,
Yeah, and we also do this cassava like that they sell with coconut. I don't know if you know that one. That is just white.
We have it in Ghana as well. Yeah,
it's boiled
made
cassava. Yes, it's boiled and
boiled one. Yes,
fermented. Yes, the boiled one. They make it with usually with granules. Yes. Oh, thank you.
We have it. We have it in Ghana. We eat it with coconut. Yeah.
Yes, we too.
Yeah,
it's with coconut as well.
Yeah. Coconut, yes.
So yes, go on.
Yeah, we forgot banku. We use fermented cassava dough.
Yes.
With a combination of corn dough to make banku in Ghana as well.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we mentioned those commonly consumed staples, and then now we are taking them one by one. So we've done plantain, and then we've done cocoyam. I mean, sorry, what did we just do? Cassava. Okay, so thank you, Janet. We're going on to the next one. The next commonly consumed staple. I'm going to share my slide. Oh, I shared the wrong thing. It's this one.
Yam.
Yes, it's yam. It's yam. Like I said, in Ghana, we have so many languages. So where I come from, we call it Bayer. What do you call it, Sylvia? Where you come from?
I'm not so sure. I just know it as yam. I'm not so sure what they call it, but I think we all call it yam, the English name.
No, you can't call it yam. Where do you come from? You cannot call yam in your language. Where do you come from in Nigeria? Let's ask Eyabo, because you seem not to know, Sylvia.
Yorubas, we call it issue.
Issue.
Yes.
There are is of issue.
Yeah.
The water yam. Yes, it's still yam.
Yeah.
So you can eat it, cooked. You can grate it.
You can. Kokore is which one?
It's yam, but the water one, like it's a dish from water yam.
Right.
You eat and cook it with all sorts of protein. Palm oil.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So yams, as you are saying, they are very versatile, important staple in West African cuisine. But I'm just realizing that it's not just West Africa. I think it's eaten across Africa and then the Caribbean as well. So it's fried, boiled, mashed, grated into different forms. Now let's look at the nutrient content. I'm not sure if I have a slide on that. Yeah, apart from the fact that it's high in it's a good source of dietary fiber, which helps prevent constipation. It's good for gut health and bowel health. They are also a good source of phosphorus. They contain potassium, which is important for high blood pressure, control high blood pressure. The yellow versions, remember I told you that beta carotene, anything that is a bit yellowish, has beta carotene, which the body needs to produce vitamin A. So the yellowish yams have a bit of beta carotene as well. Oh, and one fact that I'm reading, I came across it just before the session. There are over 150 species of yam grown throughout the world. I think we probably know just a few in Ghana. But there are over 150 different species of yam. And some of them contain, some harmful chemicals, but I believe, those ones a lot of these things, even before the research was done, I think our forefathers knew which ones were good for us and not good for us. So those ones are already not on the market. Those ones, there are some that are said to contain chemicals that could actually affect, fertility. But those ones, I believe, are not on the market for us, Yeah, so it's just the healthy ones that are on the market.
Yeah, and even with this yam, I'm sure Iyabo will agree with me or correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
There is a part in Nigeria that says that if you want twins, you need to eat yam, I think in a certain way. In other words, there's this particular yam you need to eat in order for you to have twins. Now, because of how popular it is, I actually did do a research on it. And in the research, although more research needs to be done, in the research articles that I read, they did link some certain chemicals that can be found in yam that play a role in the egg, fertilization of the egg and things like that. So I was like, so
interesting.
Very interesting. So I was like, okay, this is quite interesting, but I wish we could have more research so we could validate that and say, yes, go ahead and eat your yam if you want to get twins.
No. Sylvia, we can't say that anything close to that on this program. So it's just something you saw somewhere, right?
Yeah, okay. Basically, yeah.
So yeah, I haven't come across it. I'll look out for it. Okay, so moving on to our next staple, another commonly consumed staple within the Black community is this one. Let me share my slide. Yeah.
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes. Is it common in Nigeria?
Yes, it's very common.
Yeah. So I think that it's not really, the research I did says it's not really very indigenous to West Africa, however, it's found its way there. So a lot of people consume sweet potatoes. As you can see, there are different types, different colors. And just like the other staples, they can be boiled, they can be grilled, they can be fried, there are just different types of ways you can cook this. Now, to the nutrient profile, like the other staples, we know it's really very high in fiber as compared to the previous ones we've looked at. It's a good source of vitamin C as well. Is that not surprising you today? Because I think a lot of the times we think that the vitamin C's are only just coming from the fruits and vegetables.
From the fruits and vegetables, yeah.
It has an appreciable amount of vitamin C as well. Good significant amounts of beta carotene. Again, that chemical that the body needs to convert to vitamin A. Okay, especially those the orange, yellow, the very colored ones. They have significant amounts of beta carotene, which is a powerful antioxidant. Okay, they are also low glycemic index foods, and I've just explained what that is. So would be good. It wouldn't raise your blood glucose levels that fast, unlike ripe plantains and other sweet foods. So yeah, I think that's it with regards to the nutrient profile. Any questions on it? Any comments, any thoughts, anything I haven't mentioned about sweet potatoes?
I just wanted to ask, so how you said with the cassava and the yams, and they do contain a bit of some harmful compounds. Does sweet potato have that too?
I haven't come across that. No, I haven't come. Cassava is very well known and very, there's a lot of research on that. No, I haven't come across anything like that for sweet potatoes. What I do know, though, is that it can be combined with certain chemicals to make dye. The dye for making clothing. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't come across anything to show that it has any chemicals that might be harmful for our health.
Has anybody got any questions?
Any questions? Any comments? Anything we don't know about sweet potatoes that you want to share with us? Okay, let's move on to the next staple. Next staple. Which staple haven't we mentioned? It's a root tuber. Martha is asking, is it a fruit or a vegetable? It's a root tuber. Yeah. It's a root tuber. Does that answer your question? So those ones, all of those ones that are found, like cassava and
yeah.
Or am I wrong? Am I saying the right thing? Yeah,
yes,
I think so.
Yeah. It's a root tuber.
Yeah. Yeah. Martha, is that okay? Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't call it a fruit or a vegetable. No. Okay. Yeah, no more questions. We'll move to the next one. Next staple. I haven't had one of these in a long time. This one. What is this? No. Yeah?
Is that not cocoyam?
It is cocoyam.
Cocoyam, yes.
It is cocoyam.
So
how is it cooked? Yeah.
I think in Nigeria it's quite it's not as common as the others. It's common, but not as the others, in the sense that I think people that I know use it more often use it more as a thickener than having to eat it like the picture here, like porridge or things like that. Yeah, so they use it more as a thickener,
How do they use it?
They boil it. Yeah. Boil it, mash it up and put it in soups. Lumps and soups in the soup. Yeah. So I think the only time I've ever had it cold was because I was curious and I was a bit younger there. Yeah.
You wanted to know how it tasted.
Yes, why is it only used as a thickener? Can't we eat it normally? And then that was the only time I tried.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard anybody else try it.
That came as a surprise to me when I was just reading around for today's session, because we don't use it as a thickener. Janet, correct me if I'm wrong. In Ghana, among Ghanaians, it's eaten as a staple, like the way you would eat cassava and yam.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So when I saw the thickening, I was really hoping that someone can tell us their experience of how it's used. No, we boil it. It can be fried, it can be grilled, it's just like the way you would consume your yams. That's how cocoyams are eaten in Ghana, and I believe in other countries. The leaves are also really very popular. Yes, is it also eaten in Nigeria? Cocoyam leaves.
Yes, they do, but like it's usually, like I said, it's still not popular. It's only amongst people who have really old grandparents and things like that have passed that down to them, and it's very rare. Yes, so it's not common. But
you mean the leaves as well?
Yes, the leaves as well too.
That's surprising, because in Ghana, it's really popular. Janet, please tell us.
Yes, that's true. In Ghana, more people eat the leaves than the root itself. And I have an auntie in Nigeria, and she said she had a field day with cocoyam leaves because the Nigerians didn't eat it as food.
No.
So she would always go to people's backyards and ask for the leaves.
Yes. Yes. We really don't. I think it's the same thing too for potatoes. The potatoes we just passed, the leaves. I forgot to mention. Also, some tribes in Nigeria actually use the leaves to cook soup, but it's still not common amongst everyone in the country. It's it's very rare. Yeah.
Okay. So Martha, sweet potatoes it's a really good source of dietary fiber. And dietary fiber contains carbohydrates as well. So if I was looking for which of the two has have high dietary fiber, I would go for sweet potatoes. But you see, as you know from all of the talks that I do, I'm always advocating for having a variety, so in as much as, sweet potatoes would have more dietary fiber, we've just talked about the nutrient profile of yam as well, so if you are someone who really enjoys African or Caribbean food, today you have sweet potato, another time have your yams, another time have your cocoyam, if that's who you are, but yeah, sweet potatoes have a high content of dietary fiber. You cook yours in the air fryer, perfect. And it turns out good, doesn't it? I've heard people complaining about the taste of the foods that are cooked in the air fryer, yeah.
So yeah. I don't think it's the taste. I think it's the texture, actually.
It's the texture, okay.
Yeah, people will often joke around and say, you're eating yam cooked in the air fryer. That's very strong. It feels like you're eating rock. Like they'll say if you cook any of these staples in the air fryer, it's always very hard. But I always cook mine in the air fryer, and I think I check on it every 2 minutes to just turn it around and ensure that the inside is still soft. So
Martha, how is the texture? Well, she says excellent, so I believe, yeah. I think it's just a matter of people getting used to. I mean, yeah, because we are used to cooking these staples in a lot of deep frying in a lot of oil. And so if you're making that switch from cooking in that deep fried oil into an air fryer, then people are not comfortable with that change until they do it over and over again, and then they become used to it. Yeah. There's also the thing about ease. I think the air fryer for some of these foods would take a bit longer. Correct me if I'm wrong, as compared to deep frying. I'm just trying to justify why some people still prefer, frying in a lot of oil as compared to frying in with an air fryer.
Air fryer, right? I've really not
thought about it.
Yeah, I've really not thought about the timing, actually, because I just pop mine in and it's about to do something else, or and before I know it's ready. I've really not thought about it. I think with sweet potatoes, because I eat sweet potatoes more than I eat yam. I think sweet potatoes, I feel like it cooks faster than I fry it, although I rarely fry it, but I feel like it cooks faster than I fry it.
I used to bake it in a microwave, convector.
Convector, yeah.
I would think the preference is to do with a batch size. Do you mean it depends on how much you put in the air fryer? Yeah. Is that what you mean, Terry? Okay. Whilst we're waiting for you to respond, did we already talk about a nutrient profile? I don't think we did. So like the others, rich in carbohydrates, so good source of energy. They also contain phosphorus, which are important for healthy bones and teeth. They also have iron. The leaves, I wasn't going to do the vegetables today, but since I'm talking about cocoyam, we could talk about that as well. However, I don't know, for people who are familiar with cocoyam leaves, sometimes people do react. Some people complain that they get itchy throats. That's because it contains something called silicate crystals. And that is what can irritate the throat, when it's not cooked properly. So people who know what I'm talking about would tell you that, once you don't cook cocoyam well, or depending on how you cook it, you might get itchy throats. It's because of that sometimes people then overcooked vegetables. I did a cooking study amongst some African immigrants, and I was trying to understand, you do know how our stews and soups can stay on fire for hours. And some of the women I spoke to told me that they do that because if you don't cook some of our ingredients properly, you're going to get itchy throats and among other reasons, Now, where do we find the balance, because we also do know that once you overcook these these foods, these vegetables, these leaves, then you are going to lose out on all of the water-soluble vitamins and some of those minerals, So, yeah, I don't think we have to overcook some of these leaves, yes, except if you are one of those who react to these silicate crystals that I'm talking about, then maybe you might want to cook that a bit longer, but that shouldn't apply to all your green leafy vegetables or, vegetables that you are using to cook. Okay. Another fun fact from the book that I'm using for today's session, it says that cocoyams are hypoallergenic. What does that mean? It makes it suitable for anyone with allergies. It is also easily digestible due to its relatively small starch grains. Now, I think I'll have to, when I finish, I'll mention the reference to the book. So it's the leaves that might be sensitive or be irritating to other people, but the cocoyam itself is described as being hypoallergenic. So it's suitable for lots of people, even people who tend to have allergies with lots of foods. Okay. Yeah. Any comments on cocoyam that we haven't mentioned? Anybody knows anything about cocoyam? In Ghana, it's used to make one-pot dishes. So, cocoyam is cooked with onions, meat, fish, so many other stuff, and then it just becomes a one-pot dish. And I see how it can work as a thickener, because once it's used for that one-pot dish, you see it's becoming softer and thickening the dish. Yeah, but in Ghana, it's not. We don't use it as a thickener, except if Janet and I don't know, but it's actually consumed as
even here in the UK, because if you can't find fresh cocoyam in like African shops and you need it for a thickener, you just buy cocoyam flour. Just buy the flour,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Cocoyam flour. I think there was a time that I had to make a dish and I couldn't get it. I just got the cocoyam flour. I still here because I don't know what I'm going to use it for aside from like using it.
You can use it for fufu.
Right.
I was going to say that you can use it for fufu. So just as you do your pounded yam or your poundo, you can cook it the same way and have it with your soup or anything. And then also, here in the UK, most of the time it's called taro roots. And you can get chips. You can get cocoyam chips or taro root chips, like the way you have plantain chips. So if you are looking at starting to eat cocoyam, you can start with that. They are very delicious.
Oh, thank you very much. I see that very, very well. But I just feel like it's a different tuber or something from another country or something like that. Oh, wow.
But Sylvia, if it's a different tuber, we're always talking about trying new things. Why are you not trying taro?
Because that's the thing, because I don't know how to eat it or what I'm going to eat it with.
Well, today you know. Janet has taught you that you can use that as cocoyam.
I'm going to try the taro chips next. Yeah, I know now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janet.
Okay, so I have two more pictures on other slides that I'm not sure we can cover, but let's see if people know this particular one. Do you know what this one is?
This is millet.
Yes, it is millet.
Yeah.
Is it something commonly consumed in Nigeria?
Yes, in the north.
Okay.
Only in the north. Is very popular in the north. So it's one of their major staples in the north. But coming away from the north, I think it's only consumed as, I'm not sure what other dishes they use it to make in the north. But in other places it's mainly consumed as like we make it into like a pap, like
yes, that's how it's used in Ghana as well.
Pap, and I'm curious to hear the nutritional benefits, because
sorry to pop your bottom. I couldn't get that one for this one. So it was going to be part of my next session.
Okay.
Because I actually just have 3 minutes more. So these are the other ones I wanted to talk about. This one, do you know what this is?
Is this sorghum?
It is sorghum. It is so good. So these are the other ones I want us to talk about. We don't have enough time for us to discuss this. Do you know what this is?
Yes, this is, we call it is it African spice or something? There's something we call it, but it's used just for spice.
Yeah. So again, very important. Something I want us to talk about. Do you know what this is?
Yes, kola nuts.
Okay. Do you know what this is?
Yes, and periwinkles.
So I'm just showing you, pictures of a variety of different foods that we are blessed with as African and Caribbean people, that I don't think we appreciate enough.
No.
There's a whole rich nutrient profile for each of those pictures that I have shown.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
So now that it's about one of the pictures, the periwinkles, why can't we find them here in the UK? Are they just in our water areas in Africa?
So there are definitely certain foods that grow best in certain areas. So certain foods grow in tropical areas, certain foods grow in other climates, so that's why before you moved to the UK, Sylvia, there were so many foods you hadn't tried before. You came here and then you came across different. We don't have Brussels sprouts in Africa, do we? We don't have, so there are certain foods that are, I think that's nature. God has made it such that certain foods grow best in certain areas, and depending on the climate and the weather. But I think that nature has it such that wherever you are, whatever you have there has everything to make you healthy, to get a balanced diet. I'm always like, where we come from, we don't need to eat Brussels sprouts. We don't need to eat, what are some of the UK vegetables we didn't have in Ghana?
Asparagus.
We didn't have to eat asparagus, and yes, we are here now. And so we are trying to adapt all of these things. But the point of today's session is that if that is not what you want to have, it's still okay. Whatever you are used to is adequate, is more than enough, has all the nutrient profile of, or even more than what we see when you Google. My problem is that once you Google, you will not see these foods. You want to Google a healthy food, you will not see any of our foods. You will not see our cocoyams, our yams. You will not see any of our African Caribbean foods being described as healthy. But our foods are healthy. They can be very healthy. They have rich nutrient profiles. Depending on how you cook it and you serve it, you are as good as everyone or anyone in this world. And so that is why I decided to have today's session. And I'm sorry I can't cover everything, but we might have a part 2 next month, sometime in September, to look at those other ones that I haven't spoken about. So some of our vegetables, some of those African spice, and all of those research that has been done to link some of these foods that are just found in, Africa with certain health condition, high blood pressure, and how research has shown that some of them can help, manage some of those conditions.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hibbah. We look forward to the part 2. This was a very, very interesting session. I personally learned 1 or 2. I'm sure everyone else must have picked up 1 or 2 things. So thank you very much for sharing this with us. Yes, Iyabo says, thank you for the presentation. Yes, we do need to know, yes, that our food is good. We really need to know.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll be handing over now to Orlando. Is Orlando on? Yeah, I can see he's on. Orlando.
Thank you all. See you next week.
Thank you.
Yeah, you just spotlight me when you're ready. There we go. Boom, HD. All right, people. Hello. I hope everybody stayed on for today's full body circuits across YouTube, Zoom, Facebook, LinkedIn as well. I think we broadcast live as well. So hopefully everyone's going to stay on. Today we have, like I said, full body circuits. What you'll need for today's session is just water and plenty of space. All the exercises today will take place on the feet. Okay, so you don't need a mat or anything like that. All right, people, We're at past now. Okay, let me get my tune sorted, and we're going to start off with our warm-up. Okay, we're going to jog on the spot for 30 seconds. Let me turn my tunes up. Yay. Okay, so to start off, people, we're going to jog on the spot for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Let's get busy, people. Let's go.
They never had a pretty girl from Joe Bergson, and now, and that's what they prefer. Touch my wheel, cause I got a trunk door, so this has already around the world. Just listen to the drama, that makes you come with the rumors. So deep between the sun, cause we about to pour the wrongs up.
Let's go, people. Let's get them knees on that one. Let's get warm. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Side steps.
You know, jump.
10 seconds. Okay, next one. Let's open the chest, open the back. We're going to go from here and up. Keep going, people. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Rest right there for 15 seconds, my people. Quick shake off. We're going to go back into the same warm-up. We're going to go in reverse order, people. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Start with the openers now. Let's go. Original 10 seconds. Keep that going, people. Let's go. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Side steps. Let's go, people. Side step now. Side step. Come on. Keep going now. Side steps. 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Jogging on the spot. Last one. Let's go, people. Three, 2, 1. Okay, people. Take a 30-second rest, and then we're going to go into circuit number 1. Well done. Okay, people, join me back in your spaces. So, like I said before, it's going to be a full body circuit today. So it's going to be a mix of upper body, lower body, and core work, okay? We have 8 moves to get through tonight, and each move we'll do for 60 seconds with a break in between the moves, all right? Today, I want you to be working at a 6 or a 7 on the RPE scale. So remember, number 10, hardest you've ever worked in your life. and 0 sat on the sofa watching Netflix. Okay, so we're going to work at about a 6 or a 7. If you feel like you're getting fitter, you want to push yourself to an 8 and really get through the exercises nice and hard, then feel free to do so. But as well, if you want to dial it back a little bit to a 4 or 5 and just go at a bit more of a slower pace, then feel free to do so too. Okay, so let me get the first 2 moves to you now. So we're just going to start off with squats, bodyweight squats, okay? So we're going to try and break parallel if we can. So parallel is here. Just going to go try and go a little bit further, okay? Go as quick or as slow as you need to, but make sure you're really squeezing, okay? Putting an effort in there, squeeze forward, nice and strong. Bang. From there, we've got fast feet with a side step. So we're going to go here, fast feet. We're going to go bang, fast feet, bang, fast feet, bang, fast feet, bang. Okay? So from your squats to your fast feet with the side step. All right, people, that's your first 2 moves. Let's get busy now. Game time. Come on. Take this tune back. So we're going to start off with squats in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, people. Show me your squats. 'Let's go, people. Halfway now. Keep working it. Come on. 20 seconds to go, people. Keep squatting now. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, rest 15 seconds, people. Shake those legs off. So remember, we got fast feet with a side step. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Fast feet. Let's go, people. Nice fast feet. Step. Keep stepping. Tap, 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 tap. Keep going, people. That's halfway right there. Keep going. Come on now. "15 seconds. 10 seconds. 2, 1. 20 seconds rest. Okay, listening while you're resting, people. So next 2 moves. First one, we've got high knee to forward lunge. Okay, it's all about balance here and support. Boom. That's a bit too difficult. Then just go with a normal forward lunge. From there, we've got lat raises. So we're here, nice and slow. Bang, explode, slow down. Bang, explode, slow down. Okay, so high knee to lunges, and then we're gonna go lat raises. Let's go, people, get ready. 3, 2, 1, let's get busy. Let's go, people. That's halfway now, people. Come on. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, rest for 15 seconds, people. Lat raises to finish off the round. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Show me lat raises now, people. Explosive up, slow coming down. Keep going, people. That's halfway now. Come on. "20 seconds to go." Two, one on time, people. Relax now. Take a nice 45-second break and join me for circuit number 2. Well done. Okay, people, join me back for circuit number 2. Okay, so first 2 moves coming your way. We're going to look at the abs now. I'm going to concentrate on the core. Okay, so first one, we're going to go front crunches. New one. I don't think we've done this one before. Okay, so here, I'm going to crunch forward, back, 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 bang. Okay, alternate knees. Okay, so you're bringing down the chest and the shoulders. At the same time, you're going to raise the knee. Okay. From there, we're going to go side crunches. So we're working the side here. We're going to go one side at a time, 30 seconds a piece. So we're going to go here. So say if I start on my left, boom, boom, boom. Really trying to squeeze my abs on that contraction. Okay. So first move, we're here, 60 seconds. And then we're going to go side crunches, 30 seconds a piece. All right, people, let me turn my tunes up. Let's get straight into it. Come on. Okay, get ready now, people. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 4 crunches. Let's go, people. 20 seconds gone. Halfway now, people. Let's go. Let's go, people. 20 seconds to go. 10 seconds. Come on, people. 3, 2, 1. Okay, rest for 15 people. Rest. Okay, get ready. Side crunches in 3, 2, 1. Start on either side. Either side. Let's go, people. 10 seconds, stay on that side. 3, 2, 1, change sides for me, people. Three, 2, 1. Okay, pause the clock right there. 20 seconds rest. So listening for moves 3 and 4. Okay, so move 3, we've got bicep curls. We're going to go 1 here, 1 to the side. 1 here, 1 to the side. From there, we have reverse lunges. So we're going to step back this time. So we're here, step back, knee to the floor. Step back, knee to the floor. Okay, so from here to reverse lunges to finish off the circuit. Let's go, people. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Way too slow. Keep going, people. Keep going. Keep going. 20 seconds, people. Keep squeezing those biceps. Come on. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. Rest, people. So reverse lunges to finish off the round. Get ready. We're winning 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go. 20 seconds gone, people. Keep going now. Let's go, people. 30 seconds. Come on. And I believe in past life, but I see 20 seconds to go. And you see my lifestyle, see many people there outside and they feel 10 seconds. 2, 1. And rest there, people. Well done. Take 30 seconds, have some water, and then we'll stretch down. Well done. Okay, people, let's stretch down now. Let's go. So let's start with the neck. We're going to bring ear to shoulder to start off with. Let's go. Up and down now. Okay, arms out straight. Small circles. And backwards. Okay, turn the hands over. Bring them up nice and tall. Stretch. And down to the hips. Big circles with the waist. Reverse it now. Okay, let's go alternate high knees, nice and controlled. Now let's go reverse, heel flick here. Oh. Okay, last one, people. Feet together, keeping nice soft knees. Try and touch your toes. Nice and slow. Take a deep breath. Yeah. And that's time, people. Well done. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back for that. People, feel free to unmute yourself. Do you have any comments or any questions about anything? Feel free.
Thank you, Orlando.
Well done. Well done. Appreciate your effort. Let's see who's on. Terry. Okay, if that's all, people, you're very well done tonight. If you took part on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, well, very well done. Definitely deserve a pat on the back for that. Guys, feel free to join us next week, 6:30 till 8 p.m., where we'll have another interesting and informative seminar, followed by an exercise session by me. But until then, people, enjoy. It's quite bright now, but enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the week, the weekend, and I'll see you next week. Peace out, people.